Welcome to my channel. Can we really sit down and talk about Amazon Prime's video, the movie Swarm? Baby, but before I get into it, okay, so I had always said, okay, I am going to watch the video. I'm going to watch the movie. Sorry, I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to watch the movie. Get home from work, totally forgot that the movie came out. I sat down and I said to myself, I said, "Self, there was something I was supposed to do today." Turn on the movie. I'm still in my work clothes, sitting on the couch. And I'm like, this movie, genius. This movie was a fucking one. Like, the cinematography, the acting, everything was top notch. Like, you could genuinely tell that everybody did their research when it came to the making of this movie. And we love to see it. We love to see it. I know you see it. We love to see it. We really do. How did I feel about the movie? Before I really get into the meat and potatoes of this review, I want you to go ahead and like, share, subscribe, put the bell button on for more notifications to see what, who, me, why. Make sure you share this video with your neighbor. Make sure you share this video with your pastor, your landlord, your roommate, the lady that cut your toenails. Make sure you just go ahead and just share this to everybody. And if you have not done so, no, Amazon Prime is not sponsoring this video. But go ahead and support other amazing actors and actresses, my people. Go ahead and support my... Okay, so for starters, let's talk about the main character, Dre. Dominique Fishback. Oh my God. She is an up-and-coming actress. I know she's been in other movies, but baby, she's coming. And she's coming for your neck. She's a Brooklyn native, and baby, I could tell she came from NYC. You could tell, born and raised, born and grown, okay? I love the acting. For me, though, the place that you have to tap into to play a serial killer or a person that's unhinged or a stan or an obsessed fan, like the place that you have to tap into to play basically a serial killer, like to play a character like this, like the acting skills have to be top notch. Like, you really have to search and study and really dive in and tap into a place that normal folks just don't go. And I love that for her. Like, when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, I don't really know. Because I feel like, is this about Beyonce and the Beehive? But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Before we get to that, the beginning, 5 minutes into the damn movie, and Damson, Franklin from Snowfall, and Chloe clapping cheeks, smacking bellies, rolling in the grass, rolling in the deep, making grass sandwiches, digging in the puss. Like, 5 minutes into the movie, I'm like, y'all could have slowly eased me into that scene. I loved it, though. I loved it. Don't judge me, judge yourself. I loved that scene. Like, okay, when she was staring at Franklin, I'm gonna just call him Franklin because I'm gonna always see him as Franklin Damson. I'm gonna always see him as Franklin. The way she was staring at him and the way he stared back at her and the way he was looking at her kind of with like a smirk, I think he was asking us if we wanted to join in. Not just looking at her as if she wanted to join in. I think looking at everybody watching. I think he wanted to tag me in. I think he wanted to tag us in, y'all. Tag, you're it. I think that's what he was trying to do in this scene. He was really talking to us, you know? I love the scene. But what really gets me, because here y'all go on Beyonce's internet with these think pieces But y'all don't be thinking, talking about Chloe, talking about this is so bad for her image. The scene was so bad for her image. This is my thing. Scenes like that is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I love Damson Franklin. I love Chloe. I think they are gorgeous people. And I was watching. I was here. I was in the thing. I was up in the thing, okay? But for people that don't like scenes like that, like, you're entitled to not like it. You're entitled to not watch it. You're entitled to turn it off. You're entitled to press forward if you're able to. You're entitled to never support movies like that, right? But y'all do these think pieces, and it's just really kind of like disturbing, like these think pieces. Oh, this is bad for her image. First of all, Chloe is not in a scene by herself. Second of all, I've seen scenes that were 10 times worse in movies. You're just saying this because you don't like Chloe. You're just saying this because it just comes from a place of hateration in the dancery. It really does, because the scene really wasn't that bad. Okay, we saw the crack of her ass, right? Like, you barely saw her face. You didn't see anything. And it's just a selective outrage for me. Like y'all said, nothing to Halle Berry about getting it on with that napkin colored man in Monsters Ball. Like, you say nothing. I love me some Power, the TV show. I mean, those scenes were crazy in Power. Okay, got me hot and bothered. But y'all said nothing about those scenes and what those scenes would do for those characters' careers. Like, it's just a selective outrage for me. Like, the corn industry, and I'm gonna say corn, is $1 billion business, and it's like, okay, it's $1 billion business because people are watching. Y'all watching it, but then you want to be selective because it's a person in there that you don't like. If you're going to be mad at scenes like that and that's just not your cup of tea, I respect that. Stand on it. That goes for everything. That goes for everything that displays those type of scenes. Not just because it has a character in it that you don't like. Come on with the think pieces, and y'all don't be thinking. Y'all don't be thunked in it. Y'all don't really be making any sense. It really doesn't make sense to me. It's like selective outrage, and I just want to attack Chloe when she's not in the scene by herself. And the scene wasn't... I was also trying to figure out where they were going with the scene with her staring. Was she kind of jealous that this man had her best friend's attention? Not that she was attracted to him anyway, but kind of just had her best friend's attention and took her best friend away from the friendship in that moment because she was low-key. Let's just call a thing a thing. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. Let's just call a thing a thing. She was obsessed with her best friend just as much as she was obsessed with Naja. We can talk about, we're gonna get to that. So this movie really spoke about stan culture. And yes, with the bees and that particular singer, just what she was wearing, her music videos, yes, it is closely related to Beyonce. Then I heard through the grapevine, allegedly, it's surrounding a true story, but let's just call a thing a thing. I don't think it just showcased the beehive, right? I think because they show Nicki Minaj in one of the clips, it has a lot to do with the barbs. It has a lot to do with stan culture, okay? And whether the artist is dead or alive, a lot of you stans, a lot of you fans are unhinged. There's a lot of artists out here that I like. I love me some Brandy, but I could never see myself doxing someone, putting out their social pictures of their kids, pictures of where the kids go to school at, their first and last name. I could never be so obsessed with a celebrity that I go around harming people because of said celebrity. So I don't think it's just surrounding the beehive. I think it's definitely surrounding you barbs. Now listen, I love Nicki Minaj. I think she's talented. I think she's beautiful. I love me some Beyonce, okay? This is Beyonce's internet. I love me some Beyonce, but some of you fans really, it's not healthy. And I find it quite ironic that a lot of unhinged beehive members, because not everybody from the beehive is unhinged, and like not everybody that's a barb is unhinged, right? So I find it quite ironic that on social media you unhinged stands are very quiet. You had nothing to say about this movie, no take, no nothing. And I know I saw at least one photo of Nicki Minaj in there. The reference to Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, the reference to Michael Jackson. If there's other artists in there that they have referenced, please comment below and let me know. But those are just the references that I picked up on. I find it very ironic that y'all all quiet. This movie is surrounding y'all. This movie is surrounding stan culture and how demonic and how obsessive and how toxic stan culture can be. Okay. But the reality is, yes, she was obsessed with Nyjah, aka I guess that singer was playing Beyonce. She was obsessed with Nyjah, but she was also obsessed with her friendship. Now, the fact that her friend had unalived herself and she just became so toxic and wanting to seek revenge to anybody that said something terrible about her favorite artist. And that's how a lot of y'all operate on the internet. And I think it's sad. I think it's toxic. It's oh hell. I don't think it's healthy for the culture. My thing that I really would like to know is, and I know I probably would never find this out, did Beyonce give the okay for this movie? Like in some way, in some fashion, was she involved? Did y'all like ask her permission to kind of sort of use her likeness in a way? Was she a part of it? Like is she against like the toxic stan culture? Like I have all these questions because y'all used her likeness. I have all these questions, but no answers on the next episode of Law & Order SVU, right? Like I have all these questions and I would love to know like the answer to that. Like, but then you see Chloe in the movie and you like, maybe she did give the okay because she is Chloe's mentor. So maybe she did give the okay and maybe she was somewhat involved in the making. But I did notice a lot of the think pieces, some of the think pieces on Twitter. It was one piece where I was just like, girl, pack it up, head on the next flight to nowhere. Because someone on Twitter had stated like, okay, Danny Glover does not like black women, and it really showed in the movie. So I think everybody was under the tweet kind of like, okay, explain yourself. Like, okay, so when you put stuff out there, like you really have to explain yourself, because that's kind of just like a blanket statement, seeing as everybody in the movie was black, pretty much, except for that white couple. Like everybody in the movie was pretty much black. So she didn't really explain. Now, do I think that Danny Glover is attracted to black women? Has he said some toxic things, nasty things about black women or black people? Yes, I saw a tweet in the video and all of that. In this particular instance, as it pertains to the movie, I did not get that. I did not get that he didn't like black women. Maybe because the main character was a black woman. Maybe that is it. Like I didn't really understand that. Now listen, this movie really gave me Jordan Peele vibes, but to me there's only one Jordan Peele, right? Like we can all copy him and emulate him, but there's really only one Jordan Peele. But it also gave me Atlanta vibes. Like I love the TV show Atlanta, and I am so sad that it went off the air. But I felt like it was a continuation of one of their episodes. Even the lighting of certain scenes, even the way certain emotions was captured on camera, it really gave me Atlanta vibes, where they took real events that went on, like someone biting Beyonce, and they took certain stories that really happened and they created a scene out of it, like they mimicked it. That's not the first time that Danny has done that, and that works for him. I think it was great. My only thing was, every time I turned around, Shorty had a new car, stealing somebody else's car, and nobody caught up to her. Like, I know it's a movie, and I didn't understand the fact that she had changed her whole look and her whole appearance, and she then became a lesbian. I didn't understand why she changed her whole appearance, her whole look. Was she battling with her sexuality? Like, where did that come from? And that's where they kind of lost me with that. It was like, okay, one scene, and then the next scene, she had to cut her hair really short. She started dating women, and it was just kind of like, okay, was she always attracted to women? Not that, you could always change your mind on who you attracted to. Who you attracted to is your business. But in this instance, in watching the movie, I was just kind of like, where did this come from? Did she change her appearance so that she wouldn't get caught? Or did she always feel like this? But that's just me, just overthinking it. But I thought that was really random. That's the only part of the movie where I was like, this is really random. But before changing her appearance, she became a stripper shortly after her friend had passed away. Now, excuse me, spoiler alert, if you have not seen this movie, please click off and come back after you have seen it. Now, I did not know that the white stripper was Paris Jackson. I did not know that was Michael Jackson's daughter. Now, we can all speculate, and I think that's probably why they put her in the movie, because we all go around saying that is not Michael Jackson's daughter. Blanket and Sheet in Paris and all of them, and Comforter, that is not Michael Jackson's children. And those are still the children that he raised, whether they are biologically his or not. But that has always been the question in the community. And I think putting her in the movie was intentional. And we love to see it. I think it was intentional because Michael Jackson stands, a lot of them I know growing up was extremely unhinged. The stuff I used to see when I lived in the city as a little kid, people bleaching their skin, people going great lengths to look like Michael Jackson, doing cartwheels and flips and all types with the glitter glove, just doing the most, falling out, hitting each other over the head to get in the front of the stage to see Michael Jackson stands, especially back then growing up, they were unhinged. A lot of them were. So I think it was very intentional to put her in the movie. At first I didn't know who she was. I just saw this random white woman is in the movie. She did an amazing job, acting skills, A1, on point. I love the fact that she compared herself to, her stripper name was Halsey. And as you know, Halsey came out and said she's a quarter black, blah, 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 blah. I think her father is biracial and her mother is Caucasian. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think that was intentional. To touch on that, I think it was intentional because in real life, we question Paris's race and if she's really black or half black, or you know what I mean, like we question that as fans of Michael Jackson. I love the fact that every piece of this movie was intentional. Every line, every actress thrown in there where we were like, oh my God, the shocker. I think it was all intentional, and I think that it was done properly. Job well done, right? And it was so good to see Billie Eilish. And I really enjoyed her playing the cult leader because it is a little cultish vibes, right? The stan culture and being obsessive with a celebrity. It's a cult in essence. Like, you can be a fan, you could go to concerts, you can support, but y'all just be doing the most. R. Kelly fans, all of that. And I think he incorporated all of that into this movie, and I loved it. It was intentional. And even soon as an episode started, it was a message that popped up, like celebrities dead or alive, everything, all the images in here are intentional, and I could see it. I picked up on it. I just would like to say I enjoyed the movie. And if you haven't gone to see the movie, go ahead and watch the movie. Amazon Prime Video. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Do we need like a part two? I was a little bit confused on the ending. Like on the ending where it wasn't the singer's face, it was her friend's face, and she was holding her. And I'm like, okay, did she die? Did she end up offing herself, like unaliving herself the way her friend did? Or did it really want to bring out how she was not only obsessed with her friend, but also obsessed with this singer? How she just had an obsessive personality. Because they broke down her, you know, the family life of some of these obsessive and deranged people, like the backstory. Like, did she just have an obsessive personality in general? Ooh, child. Crazy. This movie was so good. I when the movie was done, I'm like, y'all sure it's done? Y'all sure it is over? Because I'm gonna need a little bit more. It's about 2 o'clock, and I'm still trying to unpack and unravel what I just watched. Amazing. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Put the bell button on for more notifications to see what, who, me, why. Thank you. Bye. God damn. You just gonna arch your back like that? You hitting that thing, ain't you? Y'all hungry? You want some chips? Somebody gonna tag me in? You need some help? You need my help? You need my help? It's hot in here, ain't it? Ooh-wee. It smells like cocoa butter and Popeyes. We love to see it. Y'all want some water? You're thirsty? You want me to hold your leg? I could hold you. I could hold your leg. He showed deep in the thing. They getting the Grammy. They getting the Emmy after this. God damn.